Hello, beautiful. Hello. As you see, I'm here driving, doing what moms do, what everybody does, really. Handling some family business. Most of the times when I'm out and about, it's due to my family. I'm doing something for my family, for my children. I get some things in there for myself, for my husband, but usually it has to do with family. But you know what that's like. This is OKeba Anahata Ra. Listen, I'm a light in the air for you. See what you're through. I see what you go through. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Yes, everybody singing together, sing a new song. We're singing together a new song, doing a new thing. I want to create a new thing in you. How do we create a new thing in you? How do we create a new thing in you? By getting rid of that old stuff in you. That old stuff in you. That old stuff in you, in your family, those baggages. In the church, they used to call it generational curses. That's what they would call it. You're driving like really fast. In the church, they would call it generational curses, you know. And, okay, we can say it as a curse, but sometimes this is just family culture and family history and family baggage that we carry on from one generation to the next. We pass on bad eating habits, bad habits of health, bad money management, all of those issues that we have. We also pass on good things. So we can't forget that. When you have a family of business people, they know about business. They know about money because that's what they do, you know. But when you have the ills, that's what we're talking about. And for those of us who are part of the diaspora, right, those over here in the motherland, over here in the mainland, right, which has become a kind of motherland because it has the motherland's children. Ooh, it has the motherland's children, right? So we have a special circumstance over here, us African Americans, as we are called. A lot of other baggage and a lot of things we've been through. As many others, but our situation is quite unique. It's quite unique, and I'll go into some of that at another time. But dealing with that family baggage, I want to deal with a very specific aspect of it, something that you can do today. You can start today at what I'm going to speak with you about in changing some of that baggage, some of those family curses, some of that negativity that may be generational in your family. And one of those simple things, right? This is dealing with Mama Monday, so I'm going to talk about it in terms of your family and your children. One of those things has to do with names and name calling, right? Names and name calling. We have these terms that we call each other: big head, big lip, blackie, right? That's a common one. Blackie, peasy head, B2B, right? You know, things that we've considered to be humorous, things that we see as being harmless, you know, all of that, and things that are considered to be terms of endearment. But oftentimes the persons who's getting called these names, they can be hurt by this, and they carry some of this baggage along with them. Now, of course, I know I'm going to get backlash on this when people say, well, it's harmless, but I want you to think about it. How many other people do you know of call each other things like blackie, things like can't get right, things like, you know, stupid head or big head? Or how many people do that? Let me tell you where some of this stuff comes from. You know, we call it joning. You know, when kids do it in the playground, not just children but adults, we do this whole joning thing and dissing and ranking and all of that. I know it can be done in sport, it can be done in love, and there are different environments where it can be done. But I'm speaking about in your home, when you've taken this on as a commonality and you call your children certain names. I forgot the name that one of our grandparents used to refer to one of our children as, and we had to say, hold on, don't call her. No, don't call her baby like that. We were respectful about it, but listen, we don't carry these particular terms on our children. This was one of our children who has special needs, and like, we don't do that. We lift and we give light. You know, so call him something like genius. We're my little genius. Where my little genius over there? Where my brilliant mind? Where them big brains? You know, where's my beautiful? Where's my handsome son? You know, these are the names that we want to call. Where's the next president? What? Is that the next president coming in through the door? Where my CEO? These are the names we want to call our children. Not negative names, not degenerative names, not names that are going to take from them. You know where this stuff comes from? What we call joning and what we like to call ranking and playing dozens when you going back and forth and dissing on each other. You know, back during physical slavery times, back during slavery, when an enslaved black person was put on the auction block, it was such a... The whole experience had been such a debilitating experience that even our people themselves began to participate in this way of valuing themselves. So if someone were to go on the block and a lot of money can be gotten from them, this was actually seen as, oh, okay, you know, you have a lot of value. Oh, $1,500. Oh, you know, back then there was a lot of money, you know, for a person who was considered to be property. $500, you know, that's, you know, oh, that's all you could get, oh, whatever. But a person who wasn't an easy sell, and you couldn't get much money for them. Maybe the person was an elder, very much older, or the person may have been crippled or handicapped in some kind of way, and they couldn't work to the same level of capacity as others. This person would be sold along with other merchandise, like, you know, some more vegetables, potatoes, some house furniture, or whatever else, and it would be grouped, and the person would be grouped in these dozens, as well as with other people who also couldn't get a high price tag on their head. They would be grouped in dozens, and so that's why it's called the dozens. And it became a way of dissing on certain enslaved black people by enslaved black people as to their own value. So they called it playing the dozen. They started dissing on them. Oh, what? You couldn't even be sold. They had to sell you with the furniture. They had to sell you with ma'am's flower pots and stuff. You know what I mean? And it's this same kind of devaluing thing that we carry on in many of our families, from generation to generation, calling each other names and not looking at the highness of value, right? The sin that is on the father falls upon the son. That's what the Bible says, right? And what sin are we talking about? We're talking about the sin of not recognizing the divinity within you. Not knowing that you are a divine being. You are a reflection of, you are a particle and a piece of the whole extreme Godhead. How dare you speak lowly of yourself? How dare you speak low of your neighbor, of your brother, of your sister? How dare you do such things, right? That's a sin. That's the highest sin. Love thy God with all thy heart, all thy might, all thy soul. What's the God we talking about? We are the gods. We are the gods, and you're supposed to love it with every part of your being, and your neighbor as thyself. That's all the one, understanding and recognizing the oneness of all things and the power in all things. You understand? And always speaking light and life to it, because it is you. It is a reflection of you. It is a part of the all, which is part of you, which is who you are. You are that all. You are that all. You're just a particle and a piece of it, but you are that all. So that's a great sin to do such a thing. And so when we speak these ways about our children and our family members, and it becomes family culture to diss each other, to dismiss each other, to call names and speak foully, call others out of their name in a negative way, then we are committing an act of sin. And we are repeating generational curses, as the pastors would say. Generational curses on our family. So I'm going to say to you today, this is something you can stop today and now. If you haven't done it already in your family, do it now. Don't allow people to be called names. Don't allow yourself to be called names. Don't allow your children to be called names and start being called by these names that do not reflect the highest and the greatest of them. If you have a child who's a little bit behind, right? They are what we refer to as neurodiverse, right? Very diverse, which we're all really neurodiverse. If you have a child, though, in that way, you speak life to them. Oh, a beautiful brain. Look at you doing it. I knew you're so smart. You always showing me how smart you are. Ooh. Speak life. Speak life and light to your children. And speak to the child in you. Speak to the child in you. I'm going to talk more about this one later because I'm running out of time. But you get a picture. Get a picture of yourself as a little girl, one that you like. Put that on your wall. Put that on your mirror. And in the mornings, speak to yourself. Say, girl, you are so smart. You are so pretty. Oh, my goodness. You just deserve the world. Talk to yourself as a little girl. Talk to yourself as a little girl. The things you would have wanted your parents to say to you, your teachers to say to you, things that I hope they did say to you, but maybe if they didn't, it's not over. It is well. And you can make it well. You start speaking life even unto yourself. Speak life to your children. Speak life to your husband. Speak life to everyone who is in your life. That is the role we have as mothers, to speak that word. We are so powerful. We are so powerful. We become those words that we speak. So that's it. That's it. Those are the words that I want to send to you today. There were some other things I want to say, but I'm going to leave it here and now. And you go ahead and you start living that way and start having enlightenment and speaking words of positivity and power to your family, to your children, and to everyone around you, including you. All right? I'm OKeba Anahata Ra. This was our Mama Monday. And every day, always be beautiful inside and out. All right.